Welcome back, everyone. We're making great progress here on day 5 of WFS Live. It is Celebration Day, as we've been talking. WFS Start Cup winner, Immersive.io, declared on our social media and our website earlier. And, of course, we spoke to Emmanuel Roger a bit earlier on as well. And, of course, our WFS Industry Award winners for 2020. Just speaking to them in a little bit more depth and detail to find out how they've won this award and what their plans are for the future. And the same goes for this next award, which is Best Club Commercial Initiative. It is in collaboration with McCann. It was another hard-fought contest with 2 finalists from Spain, but it was a club in Colombia which took the prize. Now, I don't want to show any bias or partiality at all towards any particular award nominees, but I have to say I did smile when I saw this one declared as the winner, given that even though I was born and raised in the UK, both of my parents are Colombian, so 100% sangre colombiana, as we say. La Asociación Deportivo Cali won this award, judged on the creativity of the initiative, how efficiently they hit their forecasted targets, the increase in revenue, also the impact overall. And the initiative could involve any, in fact, all of the following areas: fan engagement, social networks, members ticketing, friendly matches, equipment, licenses, etc. Well, La Asociación Deportivo Cali really have transformed lives and maximised social impact and incomes in winning this award. So many congratulations go to them. Let's bring on their representative and indeed our moderator, if you like, for this session. Let's just bring them on stage now and speak to them. So many congratulations to Asociación Deportivo Cali. Nicolas Borrero is here to tell us a little bit more. And from McCann, the sponsorships director, Pascual Martinez. Nicolas, I think you've got the award there, have you not? If you can show it to the camera, it would be great to see exactly what it is that you have won. We'd love to see you hold that aloft proudly. There it is. Center stage. Thank you very much indeed. Pascual, over to you.
Thank you very much, David. Thank you very much for your words. And we are really happy here with the winner of this really important award, Nicolas, coming from Colombia. A good example for, I think, all the clubs that are here represented, in this summit. And Nicolas, we are really happy to have you here. I think your initiative was really great, has been very appreciated by the jury, and I think it is very positive in the moments that we are living today, that this kind of initiatives will be as successful as you are planning to be. So I've got some questions. I would like to have a little conversation with you in the next minutes. So if you don't mind, my first question is, well, I think that most of us knows about what is the story of your club. I think that most of us know what is what represents Deportivo Cali in Colombia. But from your point of view, what is the feeling to be part of this so important club? I mean, what does Deportivo Cali mean to the Colombian football?
How are you, Pascual? David, it's a pleasure really to be with you. Deportivo Cali is one of the biggest clubs in Colombia, not only because of the success in sport results, the transparency, solidarity, and the legacy that the institution leaves to society, with more than 30,000 children forming as human and as athletes, has won the heart of more than 3 million fans and the admiration of the whole country. Deportivo Cali management model has allowed the club to be pioneer in Colombia with different things.
Mhm.
We are the only club that works as an association. That's something really important. With democratic values, having the only private stadium in Colombia, and a social club and sports academies in more than 15 regions of the country, where Deportivo Cali is compromised not only of forming players, but also forming humans with values, education, and different support for them to arrive to life with very good legacy of the club.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's clear that your club is one of the most important representatives of the Colombian football around the world, and it has a long history. And now I think it's a very brilliant future, considering the new management and the new strategy that you are putting in place. Yeah. I think that looking at your project, I think it's interesting to understand what was the reason behind for creating this project. I mean, why did the club decide to grow with the social focus, because it's interesting to understand that sometimes commercial comes together with the social purpose of the clubs. No? What was the reason that that you put into the table to convince the president to launch this project as how can I say that, the most important base for your future growth?
Well, I think there's a word that is very important here, and it's conviction. I think Deportivo Cali is convinced that this is the path to obtain the sports results and also to leave a legacy on our society. With the program of youth categories formation, Deportivo Cali has managed to socially impact thousands of boys, girls, and adolescents in different regions of Colombia. Youth players that pass through this process of integral formation today represent Deportivo Cali and Colombia around the world. I think leaving a very good example of excellence inside and outside the field. Just to mention some, we have Rafael Santos Borré on River Plate, Luis Fernando Muriel in Italy, Harold Preciado in China, Gustavo Cuellar, and Jason Murillo, who played in Barcelona, and now it's in Spain. I think with the program of Escuelas Filiales and Satélites, Casa Canterana, Hogares Sustitutos, Escuelas de Familia, and with the different alliances with primary and secondary education institutions, Deportivo Cali definitely has offered an integral development to children, guaranteeing an exhaustive support in terms of sports development, nutrition, education, health and social family support, and all these make it more probable that these players arrive with better conditions to make the club bigger and obviously to generate a revenue when we make international transfers that are the main revenue value for the club around the year. So I think it's conviction, not only because of the philanthropic, but also because this is the motto of the club. When the club have been champion, 7 or 8 players of the team have been formed on the club. So I think it's we are like joining all the sport, the social legacy, and all the commercial legacy to make this project sustainable.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So at the end, this philosophy that you are fully convinced is the base of the future growth of the club, and I think it's more than a tactical. It's part of your strategy. It's clear, basically. So well, in order to inform more the audience that we have now here online, what in a few words, could you tell us more about the project? What were the social and commercial objectives behind this? Because I think that probably the people who is connected now doesn't know exactly what are the goals that you are looking for with this project. So try to summarize in a few words.
Okay, excellent. Well, I think what the initiative consists in is that since 2018, the marketing department and the board members of Deportivo Cali have been working strategically to generate a social positioning to support all these social and youth player formation programs. A marketing and communication strategy to show the world all the social development and a value proposition focused on social impact has enabled Deportivo Cali to guarantee the sustainability of these programs and to generate new incomes from the institution with different alliances, new sponsors for the minor divisions, and it has been something very important to maximize impact and also to look in different regions for talent for our team. Some of the objectives, I think we can divide that in like 2 types of objectives. Social objectives where we have 100% of index of scholarity, programs of secondary education. We have support a lot of families with a program of Escuela de Familias where we treat different themes so they can influence positively on the development of the players. And talking about like marketing objectives, I think the most important is that we have positioned Deportivo Cali and its youth programs and players internationally with this social position, and this has been very important for we can fidelize the sponsors. 90% of our sponsors continue with Deportivo Cali, no matter in the pandemic and all the difficult situations around this situation. And we have created a category, a new platform for sponsors that is not so much related to have a visibility on the shirt, and goes more related to support all these social projects.
No, that's really interesting. This last point that you mentioned, because considering the crisis that we are living without any spectator in the stadiums, it's clear that we need to give something new to the sponsor in order to maintain the level of profit that the clubs are able to generate. And you have chosen a very specific path to maintain these resources, that is the social path. And this is really interesting because I read sometime that there's a lot of people that think that doing good and take care about the social responsibility of the clubs sometimes is not the focus that we have to follow because it's so far from the commercial objectives. But at the end of the day, and taking your example, it's clear that you have been able to maintain your sponsors, open new possibility with companies, and at the end might maintain or keep the soul of the club alive during these days, and the numbers of the clubs growing, which is more important in these days. No? So I think we have to highlight your strategy because it's probably a good example for some others. No? How can things go better if we work for the society, for the people who is around us? No? So talking about that, I have another question that is important for me. What do you think about the current situation of our football, considering that we don't have spectators? What is the future? How can we improve our relationship with the sponsors, considering the situation that we have today?
Excellent, Pascual. Well, I think the social legacy and the social impact that the clubs generate has to be more important without having public, because it's the way to connect with our fans and with our different actors. There is a statistic that is very important. Only 0.01 of the players that are linked to the Comet system have the opportunity to play professional soccer. We have 30,000 children on our minor divisions. So from that 30,000, just a small amount will play professional soccer. Deportivo Cali has the commitment to leave a legacy of integral formation to all the players, no matter if they are going to play or to be a high performance player, or just leave a legacy on education, nutrition, psychosocial and health programs, so they can develop on different gerential or on different positions on life. We are trying to form humans more than just players. I think this strategy let us gain the love and the admiration of all our fans that also participate of this initiative, making donations or volunteering on different activities. And I think it's going to be very important to continue with this path to maintain all the audience very near to Deportivo Cali.
So I understand that at the end what you're saying is that if you increase the commitment of the clubs with the society, at the end the value of the club will grow infinitely. So it's clear that there are two paths that comes together that are not independent. If you invest in your people, if you invest in your players, if you invest in your community, at the end the overall value of the club will be higher, and it will be better for the sponsors, because you really think that the sponsors appreciate this type of strategy or not? What is your opinion? Do the sponsors really appreciate this type of initiatives?
Yes, Pascual, definitely the feedback we received from our sponsors during this year, that is a difficult year, is that they want to continue with Deportivo Cali and make an effort because Deportivo Cali represents more than 11 players. They know the effort to maintain all this structure, to leave a legacy on society around the different programs, and this has been invaluable for them to take the decision to continue to uh, for the next year with Deportivo Cali, and I think this is very important. We make a work to try to make synergies not only with our sponsors but with NGOs, with our fans, with the uh, children from our minor divisions. Deportivo Cali has a very important alliance with UNICEF, where we join, being the first club in Colombia to join this mission to protect the rights of children, girls, and adolescents. And I think this will bring a lot of benefits on the programmatic that we are working to strengthen the different programs of Deportivo Cali, and also to be an example for Colombia to join to the different campaigns that we are supporting.
And I assume that this way is not just for this year. It's something that will be maintained for the future, and it's part of your strategy, you know, for the future growth of the club. No, this is clear. It's not just a tactical. It's something that will be really important for the future of the club. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
I
Nicolas.
think, Pascual, that
No. Go on. Yeah.
no, I think that this is it's not a tactic, it's a strategy for, I think that is something that arrived years ago to Deportivo Cali and since the beginning, and it's something that arrived to stay. So it's something that is intrinsic on the values of the club.
Okay, so Nicolas, thank you very much for your words. Thank you very much for your vision. I think that this is a great initiative. We are really happy to give you this award, and we are more happy for the open window that you have put in front of our eyes. I think this is really important for the future of football. So from now, I think that you can count with more fans of the Deportivo Cali here in Spain and some other parts of the world, because you're a good example for everyone. So thank you very much for your example and your words, Nicolas.
Thank you very
Pascual,
much,
thank you very
Pascual,
much.
and
Sorry, go on, Nicolas. Just a final few words from you.
my invitation to the audience is that from today you become part of Deportivo Cali's family, and to solidify your relation with those teams and organizations around the world that enact positive values and that want to transform lives.
Awesome. Fantastic sentiment to end on. Thank you very much indeed, Nicolas. Thank you very much indeed to Pascual for guiding the conversation and eliciting the answers from Nicolas so that we can learn more about Club Asociación Deportivo Cali. I think you're absolutely right. It's about sort of sharing those values. And I think there'll be fans out there. Fans these days, it's not just in your locality that you have fans. You have fans all over the world. And if they identify with your club's values, that's a new supporter that you can reach out to no matter where they are in the globe. So that is a fantastic thought going forward. Thank you very much to both of you. Really appreciate it. So we're going to move swiftly on, guys, to our fifth WFS Industry Award for 2020. For this, we won't have a Q&A as such. We will announce the award and tell you about the winner. Sadly, they're unable to pick it up from us virtually today. This award is for Best Venue in collaboration with Mondo Stadia. And this year, the award goes to the recently inaugurated Allegiant Stadium. It's a Las Vegas Raiders high-tech field of dreams. And to steal a quote from that particular movie, it's been built and they will absolutely come. It is a $2 billion, 65,000-seater stadium constructed in just 31 months, which is lightning quick when you think about it. It's packed with amazing features. They're able to interchange the grass that the Raiders use with the artificial surface that UNLV use with minimal fuss. All sorts of other things. They've got these massive operable lanai doors, and you can get a view of the Las Vegas Strip from there to the north. They've got one of the largest 3D printed objects, arguably the largest in the world, as a real centerpiece. It's the Al Davis Memorial Torch, and they've got translucent roof panels that let the sun in, but not the heat in. And especially, in the desert when it's summer, that can be, really asphyxiating heat. So the fans can enjoy the game from the comfort of their seat in decent conditions. It's clearly a very, very smart stadium. Best of all, though, is its nickname. The Allegiant Stadium has been known on social media as the Death Star from Star Wars because of how it looks. Well, certainly from a galaxy far, far away, they've managed to punch through and win this award, the Best Venue Award, in collaboration with Mondo Stadia. So, many congratulations to them. We've dealt out 6 awards, if you count WFS Start Cup at the start as well. We've got 6 more still to come. So effectively, it's half time, which means it's a good time to take a wee break. Time to get some lunch if you're on European time zones, or grab a coffee or something like that. And we will return at 3 p.m. CET, so 1500 hours CET, with the next of our WFS Industry Awards, which is for Best Internationalization Strategy, which is brought to you in collaboration with La Liga. So plenty more to come. Stay with us here on Day 5 of WFS Live.